So a bit of a wet one in the end, peg 6 arrow. Yeah, it was a steady peg really. On paper I'd soon have been on 2, but in reality I think I drew the right area without a doubt. The problem is with peg 2 is that the far bank is really wide, and whereas 6 the far bank ain't quite so wide. It's probably about a true 17.5 meters, maybe 18, so it's probably just a little bit off. I didn't film it today because it was wet, it was wild, and I just didn't want to risk my camera really. Shouldn't use the GoPro, but trouble is the GoPros, if you stick it on like 4K all the way, then you're only going to get maybe 35-40 minutes before it overheats. Stick it on 1080p, you're going to get maybe 50 minutes. So I don't want to keep getting on and off my box, especially the ball was, I wouldn't say it was jink here, but it was a little bit clear. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm there to fish and match, you know what I mean? Like, film is just a little bit of an added bonus, isn't it? So for those who want to watch it, and for those who don't want to watch it, then switch off, innit? So methods wise, just all day long it's just going to be a long pole. I did kit up a method, and I kitted up a few like rigs for hide, but because arrow doesn't get fished as much as what the other legs do, definitely nowhere near as much as match fished, then, you know, I just felt that these carp, there's not as many carp in arrow as what there is in canal or horseshoe, to be fair, but there's still a large head, but they just get right underneath that bank on the far bank, and basically a pole just dominates because there's no pole limits. Then you just fish whatever you want. I did get up a method because I was worried about the wind. It don't matter how strong you are or how strong you think you are, if you got like 15-mile-an-hour winds, there is absolutely no way you're holding an honest 18-meter pole. Yeah, just the wind would just take it. It's just too much to catch. Anyway, so fish soft pellets. I just tapped in 4 mils. I was worried if I tapped in micros, I was worried it would A, potentially start catching skimmers, and B, it would bring them fish off the bottom and just be crazy stupid bites. So literally just tapped in some 4 mils, was really regulated for me to feed it properly and not go crazy, kinder pot it, didn't want to ping it because I was worried again that could mess it up. And yeah, I had a lovely day really. I mean, you know, probably the vlog's probably better than watching the video really for informative maybe. So just fished a 2.3 hollow elastic, so the Maver stuff, red, nice and soft. The thing is, if the fish fight really hard, and you would like, you know, to fish like a 2.5 mil, which trouble is you just have a few hook pulls, so it's just everything's just like calming down. You can't fish a super light elastic, otherwise the fish are going to go past like 4 pegs. And also then it's going to take you into the far bank underneath cover and stuff. So therefore you've got to be realistic. It's a bit of a balance. Line wise, didn't mess about. 018 main line to a 014 hook length, because the water was a little bit clear, and I felt, wow, it's all 014.5, so probably mic it up, it's probably 015. So still strong enough, you know. And with an 018 main line you could go 016, or you could even go like 018 to 018 if necessary. But yeah, I didn't feel the need to go any heavier. And excuse me, and then just like little hook lengths, as in like 4-inch hook lengths. Put number 10 shot on, actually on the loop, so the loop with the 014, and then basically put all my bulk on that, on top of the main line. So it's like quite a crude rig really, no messing about. 0.3 gram, because only about maybe 2 foot on the far bank. So yeah, I did have some other light rigs as well, just in case, but that was by far the best rig, so quite positive. And some of the bites were pretty positive as well, but nature of the beast, I did lose a few, which just seems to be the way on arrow pool, to be honest. I'm not sure why exactly that is. I think sometimes it's just fish swimming up and down the far bank, so they just literally just swim into your line. to not necessarily feeding fish, or quite a few fish just coming to your peg at once, and unfortunately does create you know, foul looking, even though you think, you know, sometimes the bites seem quite clean, but, and also maybe the fish are just outside the mouth, and obviously they just tear off lure, and because they fight so hard lure, unfortunately, you know, you get them halfway back and you do unfortunately suffer hook pull. But the fish are absolute mint, they really are. Like, you look at the photograph now, and you know, that's not me cherry picked the fish, you know, they are really mint fish, little bars of gold. Last sort of hour and 10 minutes did go a little bit funny. I sort of like plundered one line, so I thought, right, tapping a few pellets in another line. That didn't get no bites. Was really disappointed with that. But I've been loose feeding maggots an hour in, so you know, been loose feeding maggots now for 3 hours. Not loads, because obviously it's only a 3 pint limit. You would like to do it from the beginning, but you can't, because otherwise you run out of maggots. At the odd sort of like swirl and stuff, if you had to really look at the water and you knew that there was some height there, and then come on 13 metres on that, and I wouldn't say I'd slayed them, because I think that'd be exaggerating, but I did probably catch maybe, I don't know, 25 eyed in about maybe 40 minutes, something like that. Missed quite a few bites. I guess again, that's just the nature of the beast with eyed. I mean, I suppose if it's allowed, you could just use an overshotted rig and hold it steady and just wait for the elastic to pull out. You could do that if that's allowed on your venue. But yeah, I just like flicking it around, holding a tight line. Sometimes they hook themselves. Just fished a 1mm Maver hybrid elastic. That is awesome. I'm not saying that because it's Maver. That stuff is awesome. I don't know what it is about pure white elastics. It just seems to be really good. Maybe less dyes, I don't know. Let me know down below if you want to argue with that. But like, you get like white hydro, famous elastic, and then we had the Colmic white 1.5mm hollow. That was really good. And again, this hybrid stuff from Maver, this white stuff, just really good. So just used that, and then used 014 mainline, and then 010 hook length, and then just fished Guru F1 pellet hook, size 20, just single maggot. Happy days. I mean, you could sometimes I think maybe you should use a massive hook like a 14 or something and single maggot, and maybe you get more bites, but more fish rather. But I tried all that. I done a video of eyed fishing on Arrow, so you might want to have a look at that now if you want. If you do, see you later. Yeah, I just found a 20 hook single maggot was spot on, really. I think using a massive hook, if you get loads of bites or fishing bits of worm, then yeah, that'd definitely be a good shout. We even tried like banded maggots and stuff like that, and it still didn't really make any difference, to be honest. Just a hook maggot, just traditionally hooked right in the like skin and showing much as, you know, most of the hook as possible. So yeah, had a lovely day. Had £110, was it £110? Something like that, £110 to win the lake. There was a 95, a 91, I think there was an 80. So yeah, it fished really well. And considering there was no fish topping at the beginning, which was really worrying. Normally got eyed like topping like probably halfway to 3/4, like showing themselves. But for whatever reason, there was no fish topping, so I did feel the worst. And I did get up a mountain of gear thinking, might have to fish maggots on the far bank, tapping in maggots, catching everything. Like, there's some big roach in there as well, so I thought might be catching roach, skimmers, eyed and carp, but it turned out to be pretty much a pellet match, and just rested the far bank and caught a few eyed, and went on the far bank and just caught another couple of carp. So yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. I feel I've rabbited on a little bit. Anyway, I'll catch you soon. Take care, bye.